Good day, viewers. You're welcome to WAFFI TV, and my name is RX Akemotubo. And today we'll be talking or looking at the issues that are most pressing in Niger Delta, Nigeria, and of course, as a job people, we're discussing today with the chairman IYC, which is Ijaw Youth Council Western Zone, Dr. Doubra Okotete. Doctor.
Thank you, sir.
See how you soft. Welcome, Doctor. Anyway, Doc, on WAFFI TV here, we do pidgin and we mix it together with the English. We are not just straightforward that way. So feel very free to express yourself, because the major thing is how our mothers in the market go actually get within with the talk, and I'm the essence of this program. So how you did, sir? I'm going to meet you very well.
Thank you. See you. My name is Dr. Doubra Okotete, Chairman of Ijaw Youth Council, Delta, Edo, and Ondo States. That's Western Zone.
All right, another year, be that. So I'll more quickly just go straight into how will you describe the current state of the nation from the perspective of Ijaw Youth Council?
Well, this is a new administration. The Bola Ahmed Tinubu's led government is barely a month, and so far so good. We are pleased with the beginning, the decisions he has taken so far. That shows His Excellency GCFRO is ready to change things for good. So we are very much pleased with the beginning, and we pray he gets it right as we journey along in the course of repositioning things for good in the entire country.
Okay, that's very good. Thank you very much. And let me quickly ask also, what are the main challenges faced by the Ijaw Youth Council in today Nigeria, most especially as it affects your area, which is the Western Zone? Chairman, use the IYC language.
Thank you for bringing me back to council. Yes, we Ijaw Youth Council people from the Western flank get many issues when it trouble us. One, as youth, you can agree with me, say the unemployment rate is increasing every day. And as a job people, previously, Nigerian government, they always tell us, say, we'll not go school, we'll not learn handwork. But as we speak, a good number of Ijaw sons and daughters don't they trained, certified in skills that they can compare with anybody around the world. They trained somewhere, trained in London, trained in the US, trained here in Nigeria, in South Africa, in so many skills. Okay. Yet, today our people are still not employed because the Nigerian government never deem am fit to ensure say they create job opportunities for us, job people. And also, because we are job people, 80% of our landmarks is within the water environment, and our people are faced with so much environmental degradation. Ocean surge is taking over all our communities. If you go to the Ogla flank, the Gramatu, Bema, Aziz, down to Arugbo, all our communities are going into extinction. Okay. And flood is taking over our communities because the river banks are going into the sea, going into the river every day. And this is because of the oil when the federal government they exploit from our environment. And they lead to that issues when they raise now. So, and also as the job people, the political space, not the accommodators as the job people.
Okay, more look at it from this angle. You know, we understand, say, the government of the federation come up with this amnesty stuff, and where they begin to take people go abroad, you know, learn all these skills when you talk about earlier. But we find out, say, most of them, they don't go train all these ones, they don't go learn all these skills. But they still come back. Some of them come back, still become a nuisance to the society. Sorry to use that word. A lot of them, they do what they're supposed to do, you know, to make the society a better place. Well, how do you see that kind of matter? What's your take on that? because we know that the federal government don't spend so much money, spend so much money taking a lot of people out of the chores of this nation to study good things abroad. But when they come back, the same story, they still go back to Abi amnesty, whatever. Ordinarily one expects that coming back from school, you get educated, you went out there to be exposed to the things of life, so that the expectation is when you come back, you add value to society. But the case is different here. What's your take on that, sir?
Thank you, sir. On this matter, thank God I am a deep player. After the proclamation made by our late President Yaradua, I was among the team through the Foundation for Ethnic Harmony in Nigeria, headed by our big brother and father, Allen Oyema, when he trained all these 32,000 plus ex-agitators. I was at Doubra, I was in Lagos, and I was part of the team when he trained them, because there are different segments. We have the disarmament segment, we have the training segment, the reintegration segment, and the package, the program na full package.
Okay.
But however, the Nigerian government or the leaders wey don man this amnesty office failed to implement in full the package when our president laid down for us before he died. After the disarmament phase, which is to drop the arms, the other phase is to ensure these youths are engaged, they are trained. And after training, it is in the package, the provision is there for these youths to be employed. Because you train them to be employable, then you now employ them.
Okay.
But as we speak, even the training phase has been done shabbily. Okay. Yes, I want to give kudos to the likes of Kingsley Kuku, who is also a congressman, a councilman, the former spokesman of the Ijaw Youth Council. He rose and became who he is from the ranks of the Ijaw Youth Council. Alaibe also, Nigeria's son. These are people who contributed meaningfully. They know the onus, they know what the program is all about, because they were part of those who initiated the amnesty program. But in the course of all this, because of the politics when they involve Abuja, when somebody rule reach one stage, they won't drop am. If you not give the National Assembly money, they won't drop am. If you not give this money, they won't drop am. So as we speak, the program, they never implement the program the way the program ought to be. And for the youth who don't go training come, the percentage is even minute. Say you go come back from all those training, you can't become users again. No. The issue is that there is no provision. The multinational oil companies then, when they operate in our environment,
okay, when
also they're part of this program, supposed to engage our people after being trained, are also failing in their part.
Okay.
And there are evidence to show for all this. Now, you send somebody to go and learn oil and gas. You send somebody to go and learn crane operator. You send somebody to go and learn diving. The person don't go train. Certified. If certified came back, instead of our multinational oil companies operating in our localities to employ them, they will still go back and bring in their Yoruba brothers and sisters, bring in our Hausa brothers and sisters when they are operating in our environment. So where is the space for our brothers and our sisters to be absorbed? These companies operate in our environment. Instead of them to employ our people, they bring in their brothers and their sisters and employ them, occupy the space. And what do you expect these boys to do? People who have left what they are doing, they've gone to be trained, they have been well trained and certified. Who will now employ them? So that is the challenge that we have. So the oil multinational companies are not also playing their parts.
So in your own opinion now, Mr. Chairman, in your own opinion, what do you think the federal government has to do so much, taking people out to get trained, and when they come back now, they will just allow the people them to the, I mean, not doing anything and begin to become the other side of it. I mean, not adding value to society. What are your suggestions, or what do you think? What policies do you think the federal government should put in place so that when these people they come back, they'll quickly get integrated into the system?
Yeah, thank you. Like I said, it is simple.
Okay.
The solutions are already there in the books.
Okay.
The solutions are in the program as packaged. Now, These boys are from the oil producing areas.
Yeah.
We have Chevron, we have Agip, we have Britannia, we have all sort of companies, both national and international, operating. And these operations they are carrying out, it also engages the sea and the land, offshore and onshore.
All right.
And most of the operations needs people who are experienced and certified in all these trainings our boys have undergone.
Okay.
Now, what the government ought to do is to sit down with these oil multinational companies. Sit down, know the areas, highlight the areas that they need manpower. Then there is a database. I don't know if the database is still is functioning at the amnesty office. There is a database that contains details of those that have been trained,
Okay.
as regards the area, the profession, your contact, everything is there. If Shell, for instance, needs 200 employees, maybe 50 for welding, 50 for a crane operator, 50, just like that. What they need to do is to look at the database and send names to these oil and multinational companies wherein interviews will be conducted. Those that have the competence, those that pass the interview should be employed, which is the right of first refusal.
Okay.
Because even the Local Content Act states it. When you operate in an environment, you give the people right of first refusal. But as we speak, I once worked in Shell as a contractor staff, and I know what is obtainable there. I worked in the Facados terminal for more than 6-7 years.
Okay.
So I know what is obtainable there. Where our people, the opportunities that are due to our people, the management, those are the aims of affair, bring in their brothers and sisters. Even some they bring in are not even as experienced as our people. But this is the height of marginalization that is befalling our people. So the solution is simple. A serious government will sit down, look into the database, engage the opportunities that we have, both government parastatals and also the oil multinational and international companies.
All right.
Look at the opportunities that is there. Look at those areas that our people have been trained and see how gradually they can't employ everybody at the same time. But it should be phase by phase. Because as your scope of operation expands, so also your manpower need.
Yeah.
So the solution is already there, and these are part of the documents that forms the Presidential Amnesty Program as proclaimed in 2009
Wow.
by our president.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The chairman, Western Zone IYC, is still with us, Dr. Doubra Okotete. Thank you very much. You actually don't throw so much light into some of the issues when we don't raise. But Mr. Chairman, I would like to know, are there any specific initiative, our policies that the Ijaw Youth Council believes will be beneficial for the overall development and empowerment of the Ijaw youth or Ijaw nation as a whole? Is there any?
Yes, I think the Ijaw Youth Council does not operate in isolation.
Okay.
We have the Ijaw National Congress, our parent body.
Okay.
Then we also have the leaders, the elders, like the PANDEF and all that. And if you look at the last document presented by PANDEF, headed by our father, Paike Clark, the ideologies, the things we think will benefit our people, even outside the Ijaw nation, across the entire Nigeria Delta State, were embedded in those points raised by PANDEF. And we believe if those things are addressed by the Nigerian states, the Ijaw nation will be at peace with itself, and also the region will be developed.
All right.
Ours is enshrined in the Kayama Declaration. And all those things we have been singing every day is all in the public space. It's in the internet and all that. We re-echo them. But yet, none has been addressed by the government.
But we're actually optimistic that since they're in the public space and the government will handle it someday. Now, we'll come back home, something is happening in the Ijaw nation, of course, IYC. Yes, it's a critical matter, change of batting. What's up? What's happening there? What's happening? What's happening?
The council is in another transitional phase. Every 3 years, the leadership hand over batons to another generation of leaders. And 3 years ago, we converged at Opruza, where a unity convention gave birth to the current leadership led by our president, Deacon Peter Timothy Igbefa. And less than 30 days from now, precisely on the 19th of next month, the current leadership, their tenure will elapse, and a new leadership will come on board on the 19th of less, which is less than 30 days from now. Yes, there are issues, anything that got to do with election, there are always issues of interest. Yeah. As we speak, the president, through a letter written to the parliament, the Joint Council operates the executive arm and the parliamentary arm. And it's the same thing that is operational in the Nigerian political space.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, just a minute. I think at this point we would like to go for a break, and when we come back, Chairman will continue with the matter. I'm not gonna worry, just stay back.
Are you a client in need of top-notch freelancers? WAFFI Network is your go-to platform. You need a web developer, graphic designer, content writer, or marketing expert. We've got you covered. Quality assurance. We meticulously screen our freelancers to ensure they meet our high standards of excellence. You'll find top-tier professionals who are passionate about delivering outstanding results. Our user-friendly interface makes it easy for you to communicate, share files, and track project progress, ensuring your vision is translated flawlessly into reality. Secure and reliable, our platform provides a safe environment for transaction, timely delivery. With WAFFI Network, you can trust that your project will be completed within the agreed upon time frame. Thousands of freelancers across various industries. You will have the freedom to find the perfect match for your project. Join WAFFI Network today as a client and unlock a world of possibilities. Visit www.waffinetwork.com to get started.
Okay, welcome back to WAFFI TV, and we still have here with me the chairman IYC, yes, Western Zone, Dr. Doubra Okotete. It's in balance here. He's still going to touch the issue of the election process. Mr. Chairman, please, you can continue. Thank you.
Thank you. The transition process has started. The president has sent a letter to the parliament notifying the parliament to kickstart the transition process, wherein the zones, Western, Eastern Zone, Lagos chapter, Abuja chapter, and Central Zone, were notified to make their nominations to set up the ELECO, which for us in Western Zone, we called for a congress at Ogbijo, in Warri Southwest local government area, and the nomination was done. Every other zone did the same, and we forwarded those successful nominees.
Who are those persons from your zone?
Yeah, from my zone, we have, because the zone is made up of 3 states, so each time we get to an electionary process like this, we allow the Edo, Ondo, Azis, which has almost 7 clans, to produce one, because it's 2 nominees per zone. Then the Delta Azis also produce, which is made up of almost 16 to 17 clans, produce the second nominee. From us, from Delta Azis, we have Comrade Okporu, Augustine, and from the Edo Ondo Azis, we have Chief Bembowe. Okay. These are all players of council, very active players of council, and I believe they are also functioning right now as the ELECO. And all the zones also did same. Okay. So they went through screening. The parliament invited them, look at their documents, screen according to the tradition and the proceedings of the Joint Council, and the president has inaugurated them, and they've started sales of form as we speak. So the process is ongoing.
Okay, but information reaching us, which we are yet to verify, that there are issues within the ELECO. I don't know if you can throw more light on that, or if it is, like I said, we have not verified that information.
Yeah, it is true.
But we hope to have the chairman of the ELECO in no distance time to respond to some of those issues.
it is true, few weeks ago, as chairman of council, the ELECO informed us of some internal issues within the ELECO. First was a plot to unseat the secretary of the ELECO. And because of where we are coming from as council, it took us, we sacrificed so much. I was the zonal secretary when the Eriko Maria and Owelami faction was going on. And some of us sacrificed so much in ensuring a unity government is enthroned. And that is what the current leadership is enjoying today. Upon hearing that, the zones and chapters leadership chairman we converged and took a position that we have come this far and the job people have sacrificed so much, hence we don't want to condole any disunity in the course of this transition process.
Okay.
And first issue that came up was the issue of constitution. And secondly, the issue wherein the secretary is to be disposed. And we met the Commissioner for Joint Affairs in Bayelsa State, also the President of the Joint National Congress, Professor Benjamin Okaba, invited the zonal structures of council, the National Executive Council, the Parliament principal officers, and we met. And in that meeting, a former president, Dr. John, if he also was there, was the former president of council from Central Zone. We met, and these issues were dealt with squarely. And in that same meeting,
I beg, use IYC language.
And we met in at the office of the Joint National Congress, the president of the Joint National Congress, Professor Benjamin Okaba, and we discussed these issues. And in the course of this, dissecting these issues, the leadership set aside the Atabat document Mr. President was parading and was imposing.
What was that document, if you don't mind?
It's a document. I do not want to call it a constitution because it's not a constitution.
Okay.
It's not a constitution. It's a document the president initiated wanting the job people to have a constitution because he was given a mandate. But the process leading to what led to that document was faulty. So the leadership, even where the national executive members were also present, set aside that document, hoping that the time is too short, that when the new leadership comes, then they'll give us constitution. So the constitution, the document was thrown aside. Then number two, also, we used that fora to settle the issue lingering, bedeviling the ELECO.
Okay.
And the ELECO chairman that was suspended by 8 members of the ELECO, 8 against 1.
You mean the ELECO that was constituted a few weeks ago?
Yes, they suspended the chairman.
And they now have the power to suspend.
Yeah, because the chairman, Mr. Orang, was in the do things when he not there in conformity with the practice of council.
But is there anywhere in your IYC constitution that states that the ELECO members get right or get power to suspend the chairman?
It did for the constitution. The internal constitution that led to the Ofonama constitution itself, he did there. Even the document when our president Peter Igbefa was imposed on council,
he still did there.
He did there too. That two-thirds majority of the ELECO get right to suspend either the chairman or secretary when they are found wanting. And this chairman was suspended because when ELECO go agree to do something, he go do different thing because he they take instruction from the president, which is supposed to be an independent body. So because of those issues, they suspended the ELECO chairman. And when we met at the office of the INC president, at the instance of the governor of Bayelsa State, we looked at it, that truly, we don't need to go back to where we are coming from, the crisis state. Let everybody swallow his or her pride. Let us give each nation a direction.
So, Mr. Chairman, right now, we don't resolve that internal wrangling, that internal challenge.
We don't resolve them.
Hopefully.
We resolve them. Everybody was there present. We resolved it. Though, why resolving this? Because of the precedents where we are coming from. Some persons stated right in that meeting that this meeting, so the ELECO chairman, he go back, go do different thing. After his apologies, he apologized for his shortcomings. And the house pardoned him, and we begged the Eleko for them to work together because we don't want a divided house. And part of the issue when we also resolve that, we say Mr. President issued a statement relocating the operational base of the Eleko to Port Harcourt
instead of
the Ijo house. And number one, the president does not have right to choose for Eleko. Eleko is an independent body. Number two, the Ijo house is the official house for Ijo people. Headquarter for the IYC and IYC. And we have our offices there. So as we speak now, the Eleko will sell their forms from there. And it was agreed in that meeting that the Eleko should operate from the Ijo house.
Okay.
Not to go and operate from the president's office. Because the president operates from his hotel in Port Harcourt.
His personal
hotel in Port Harcourt. He has his conference room in his hotel. Okay. Even meeting when with the whole expanded ESCO meeting, now hotel they invite us to go. And we don't tell Antaya say, we can't be operating IYC from a personal when we have a befitting office for Ijo people. Okay, like the INC also is doing.
Okay, I think that is an issue for another day.
I would like to know, because from what you are saying now, does it mean that Mr. President does not have the interest of council at heart by recommending somebody you people think, or some of you think, does not have the ability or capacity to to conduct the election, so that in order not to have this issue of parallel government, those issues when they happen between Eric and Owelaimi, that created a lot of issues and challenges to council. When I say council, IYC. So what are you saying? You need to break down very well. And remember, whatever you say,
we are going to have the opportunity to talk with president of council,
yes,
to respond to it. Thank you.
Yes, I think coming from how Mr. President became this executive, became executive of the Joint Council at Oproza. Every son and daughter of the Joint Council should learn to sacrifice to sustain the existing peace when we get a Joint Council.
Okay.
And with the body languages of Mr. President and his actions and inactions clearly shows that Mr. President does not value the peace that the Ijo people sacrificed for and gave birth to his leadership. As we speak, like I told you, Mr. President don't set up Eleko. And right now, as we talk now, so Mr. President has set up another Eleko.
No. You confuse our viewers. You are confusing our viewers right now. Mr. President was the one that informed Parliament,
yes,
telling them that at this moment they need to set up an Eleko.
Which we have done.
Which you guys have done. Doesn't mean that you are saying that same Mr. President, Dickin, has set up another Eleko. These are serious allegations. I hope you.
They are all in the public space. I did say that the leadership of the Youth Council met and took a position. After that position and that agreement at the office of the INC president, Professor Benjamin Lukaba, in presence of the Honorable Commissioner for Ijo Affairs, whom the Governor General of Ijo Nation, Senator Doediri, told to ensure that meeting was held. Mr. President, the next day after that meeting, released a circular. He released a publication affirming that he is relocating the operational base of the Eleko back to Port Harcourt. As I speak to you, those things are in the public space.
Does he have that power to?
He does not have that power to even choose for the Eleko where to operate from. He does not have that power. Now, the Eleko chairman, Mr. President kept the Eleko chairman in Port Harcourt. They printed a different form, another set of operation is going on in Port Harcourt outside the 8th member that is at the Ijo house.
Where in Port Harcourt this thing is?
It's the office of the hotel of Mr. President. That's where he operates from. It's the hotel of Mr. President. He does not do anything outside his hotel and his community, Ataba community. You can confirm this from anybody. I'm a chairman of council. Whatever thing I say, I take responsibility. As I speak to you, there is a form designed by the 9 members of ELECO, including the ELECO chairman that they designed, that is on sale. Is going on. The ELECO chairman and another set of people printed another form again.
Not members of the
ELECO, yes.
Just the chairman of ELECO
and other members operating in Port Harcourt to satisfy Mr. President. That is what just.
So in other words, there's a confusion already.
That means already we are having a two ELECO from the same president. And this first set of ELECO went through the parliament, came through the zones and chapters as operational in IYC. Went through screening results were released, and Mr. President inaugurated them on the 9th, because there is a timeline for all this. On the 9th of the expiration of that ELECO formation, because if that thing had passed that stage, the president would have lost his right to inaugurate ELECO. So he did that at the eve of it in Port Harcourt, in his hotel. Then while this ELECO is going on, because of, if Mr. President gives them instruction, they say, Mr. President, we are independent body. Allow us to work independently for Ijaw people. We owe Ijaw people the mandate to conduct a free and fair, credible election. Yeah. You can advise if need be. We will listen to you, but not dictate what should happen to the ELECO. And Mr. President wants everything in front of him. And they said, no, we are all council people. Some of them are even more experienced than Mr. President in council. Wow. And as we speak, Mr. President has succeeded in causing 2 different ELECOs, because some of the aspirants will go to Port Harcourt, those that believe, because I'm already aware that one aspirant has gone to Port Harcourt
to pick the form from
Mr. President. But all the other rest aspirants are picking from the Ijaw house.
Okay. I think at this juncture, it better say no could just we the same say problem they come already.
Yes. Because
I believe say if somebody now go buy form from Port Harcourt and another set of persons buy form from Bayelsa, Yenegua, ordinarily there will be elections in these 2 places. It then means that we are going back to the dark age.
Thank you.
That's where we are going to now. So in situation like this, your IYC, when I get waiting or a group of people will come together to stop this thing almost immediately.
Right now, the zonal structures, we are aware of what is happening. We have also discussed with the parliament. The parliament has their own role to play because they have the right to summon Mr. President for questioning, to come and explain what is happening to the transition process. They have the right to also invite the ELECO to know what is happening. And also, leaders of the Ijaw nation are already aware of what is happening. The governor is already aware. The INC president is already aware. The commissioner for Ijaw Affairs is already aware. And I'm sure the governor is going to call for a stakeholders meeting where this issue will be looked into. Because, like you said, we know if we go back to that state of division of council, everything that is happening now can be curtailed.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of saying the things the way they are, cutting the shots the way they are, no matter who's involved. Mr. President, if Mr. President's ways of operation is not going in line with councils, the tenets of council, it's just to call him to order. There are people Mr. President listens to. So I believe if the governor initiates that meeting and stakeholders of the Ijaw nation, including former presidents, when they sit down, to call a spade, whatever position they take, the president is not bigger than the Ijaw nation.
So don't you think the earlier the better? Because from what you have said, they get less than 30 days or thereabout for all of this. So this process now, within the next 1-2 weeks, stopping this whole process, I think it will help the council, so that they won't hit the rock again. Now, as it stands, I want to believe, because I have not seen it, but I still want to believe that Mr. President that initially recommend to the parliament that it is need, or there is need for the formation of the ELECO, the same president will go ahead and also have a different ELECO somewhere else. I think it is not right. Like I have said, we are going to still get the opinion of Mr. President. We'll talk to him and we know. But before we came into studio, I was talking to the chairman of the ELECO, and he did mention that there is somebody in the ELECO that ordinarily voted in the past INC election, that the person is not supposed to be part of the ELECO, and the person is part of the ELECO and is the one creating problems. I don't know if you are aware of that.
Like I told you, there are political interest in all this.
Okay.
The president's interest is there. And whatever the ELECO chairman is doing is playing the script of Mr. President, as far as I'm concerned. For us, the nominees emanated from the zones. They passed through the screening process in the parliament.
Okay.
So now let me tell you something.
Okay, sorry, I think you have just 2 minutes.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
Just 2 minutes to.
Let me tell you something. There are people that are in INC that are not even more than 40 years old. They operate as INC executive.
Okay.
Those people, some are even very much critical in the council IYC affairs because of considering where they come from, the kind of clans they come from.
But very quickly, let's make use of the 2 minutes. Now, are you telling me that someone that has voted in INC can still come back to IYC and be a member of the ELECO?
It's your choice as individual. You decide, just like a political party.
No. Let's.
I'm explaining to you.
Yes.
Just like a political party. You are in PDP tomorrow. You want to be in APC.
No, but this one does not have to do with. Just like he has passed the age, or the person has passed the age of INC of IYC. You know, this whole thing.
I will tell you. I'll tell you for free. The National Executive Council, Mr. President belongs to.
Yes.
They know Mr. President himself and some of the players of council are above the age of 45 years.
But do you have that on record?
It's on record. They know.
No, not knowing. Yeah. We are talking of evidence now, not knowing.
They are. I'm telling you as the chairman. I'm telling you.
All right. Thank you very much.
45 years old.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dr. Doubra. Thank you.
So it's not a new thing in council.
Yes.
The ELECO chairman who brought in Mr. President into office, Mr. Bekewajua, is more than 45 years old.
Oh, I think
the ELECO members who brought Bekewajua, who brought in Mr. President as the president into government, they are more than 45 years old.
All right.
So he should come and tell us if that is his problem, or is to have a credible election.
I tell you the truth, we are still going to have Dr. Doubra, IYC chairman, Western Zone, with us some other time. But for now, we beg to draw the curtain here. And thank you very much, Doctor, for being part of WAFFI TV. We are so grateful.
Thank you. You are doing well.
Following last word, what do you have to say regards the forthcoming election, just in 30 seconds?
Well, to my fellow youths in the John Nation and my leaders, what is key to us, this election when it come, let us have a free, fair and transparent election in peace. I want to appeal to Mr. President. Look at where you are coming from, how you became president of council, the sacrifice your people make, and please allow the election to come and go. All right.
President of IYC, the clarion call is that make you allow election to come and go. My name is still RX Akemotobo. I still there, and please share this video. Share this video. You can follow WAFFI TV on all our social media handles: Facebook at WAFFI TV, YouTube at WAFFI TV, Instagram at WAFFI TV, and of course Twitter at WAFFI TV, even TikTok at WAFFI TV. My name is still RX.